Here's how to follow up with real estate leads. The first thing you need to know when following up with real estate leads is that you need to make time for it, because if you don't, then your schedule is going to take over and your emails, your phone calls are going to disturb you, or any other task that people throw at you, your clients, whatever, your spouse, your kids are going to distract you, and you'll end up being at the end of the day with no energy and no time left to do your follow-up. So that's why you need to block out time, specific time blocks during your day on your calendar. That way, you know, for example, right when you wake up, you have a 2-hour time block just to follow up with your leads. And that way it gets done for sure. If you're trying to reach leads and follow up with them to make sure that you always stay in front of them, to be the one that they choose when listing their property, you want to make sure that you are using the right medium, the right channel to reach them, right? So this is why when you first call them, and they tell you, hey, I'm not available right now, or I'd prefer speaking at another time, or I'm not ready right now to sell my property, follow up with me in a few months or in a few weeks, you want to ask them exactly which channel of communication they prefer using, right? So some of them will say it's through the phone, the easiest way to reach me. Some of them will say just text me, all right? So the younger generation will probably say something like that. Or if you want, you can also add them on social media. So on Facebook, for example. The reason that is because when you add them on Facebook, you're going to be able to have a more personal connection with that potential client, because they're going to see your profile picture, they're going to see that you are a human, they're going to see your posts, if you have family posts, friend posts, business posts as well, they're going to see what you are all about, compared to all these 30 different agents that call them the same week that only were able to communicate or try to communicate trust through the phone with their voice. Now you're gonna not only have your voice on the phone, but also your face and your personality on social media. So this is why it's a good tactic to just add them on social media if they are comfortable with it. A side note that I'll say is, even though they didn't necessarily mention that they prefer being reached out on social media, you can also try to look them up on social media and try to see if you can find them and just send them a friend request. If they accept it, then so be it, and good thing for you. But if they don't, then no big deal at all, and just continue following up by SMS or by phone. Since you already contacted that lead, you already made a first impression, meaning you still need to build rapport in order for them to trust you and believe in what you are selling. In that scenario, you are selling yourself, your services, your knowledge, your expertise, and the fact that you will sell their property at the highest possible price with the least amount of effort involved on their end. And scripts are great to start off with and to base your structure, but at the end of the day, people can sniff out a script a mile away from agents. So this is why you want to do your follow-up and be personalized. You want to make them feel as though you actually genuinely care about their property and their project and themselves, basically. So that's why you don't necessarily want to be generic. You want to try to find common ground. If you have certain traits in common, you want to try to exploit these so that a connection starts to be built. Another tip I'll give you for following up with your real estate leads is to provide value. Hey, at the end of the day, if you call them and they say, no, I'm not interested or not right now, then if you send them an email saying, hey, thanks for chatting, if you've met them basically in a listing presentation in person and they're not ready to list right now, you want to make sure that you follow up with value, right? Don't just say, hey, are you ready right now? Hey, thanks for chatting. Here's my phone number if you have any questions. That's fine, but every other agent and their mother do this. So you want to make sure you provide value, give them tips, give them advice, give them value, educate them by giving them, for example, an ebook on how they can increase the value of their property. Give them a home staging checklist they can go through to increase the value of their property for cheap, right? Or send them a summary of your services and how this will specifically help them so that they can see it visually, right? A PDF format, for example. As the realtor they are hiring, you are supposed to be the expert. And when you just give your opinion, it does have an impact, but it has less of an impact than when you also give data, facts, and stats. So this is why every time you give them advice or you suggest they do this or that, you want to make sure you back it up with cold, hard truth, stats. That way it seems more credible and they see you even more as the authority, and they will not question your opinion or your suggestion. The last advice I'll give you when following up with your real estate lead is to know when to step out, meaning know when to stop following up with a specific lead and when to consider that lead dead or disqualified. And one thing that I like to do with my company that really works well and that we teach our agents to do is the I won't disturb you anymore kind of email, or sorry for disturbing you kind of email. And basically it's an email or an SMS that you send to the lead saying, hey, I've sent you a few follow-ups in the last few weeks, but haven't heard back from you. So I'm assuming you're either super busy or you're not interested. So this is the last email or the last text I'll be sending you. If you are interested and you were just super busy, let me know. If not, if I don't hear back from you, I'll just consider this that you don't have an interest and I won't be able to help you. Then what happens is if they truly had an interest, they'll reply back, oh yeah, sorry, I was so busy, you know, the kids got this, they got sick, whatever, we got divorced, whatever the story, they'll tell you that they were super busy, right? On the other side, if they don't reply, then you know to just leave them alone and focus on new leads and fill up your pipeline with new opportunities. So there you have it, guys. This is how you can follow up with your real estate leads as a real estate agent. So I invite you to check out my channel because I release 3 videos like these every single week for you to get more listings as a real estate agent online. So that means without cold calling, door knocking, begging for referrals from your friends, family, SOI. And the best part is most of the systems that we build out for our clients and for subscribers as well is on autopilot, meaning it doesn't require a lot of time just for the initial setup. So that means you should subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.